After mapping out where I wanted my picture molding on the walls, it was time to put the D in DIY in action. So today we are going to get into how to do picture molding the DIY way, the full, I don't want to say the real way because I feel shady, but the real way. So I have a miter saw that I borrowed from my cousin, goated. The miter saw is one of my top 5 DIY tools. I've used it on so many different projects. It really just makes my life so much easier. So when it comes to our picture molding, I think the biggest thing is measuring, and the miter saw does the 45 angle work for you. So I'm like basically on the tail end, thank goodness. I'm actually going to try to start painting tonight, which feels very ambitious, but I'm determined to have this dining room done by Wednesday. It's Sunday night right now. First thing I'm going to start with, I've already measured these panels, obviously, to even get my tape on the wall, but I'm going to start off by measuring again and just making sure I'm correct. And the full height of this is about 41 inches. So I'm going to take my molding and measure 41 inches on here and then mark that with my pencil. Now, another thing when it comes to doing the picture molding, I feel like the girlies never were showing us what actual picture molding they were using from the store. And I don't know if you've been to that aisle in Home Depot or Lowe's. It's overstimulating. So I'm actually going to show you what I used because I'm a girl's girl. And if you like the way this turned out, you can pick up this exact same molding. So right now I'm just measuring out 41 inches on my tape measure. I'm going to mark it off with my pencil. Boom. I know I need one cut to go essentially top in. So I'm going to make that my first cut. I'm going to spin my miter saw to the correct 45-degree angle for my cut. I'm going to line her up. I lied. That is the incorrect angle. So the miter saw, you just want to make sure it is pushed up against the back. Do a practice run down. I'm going to move mine up a little bit. I don't know if y'all can see. I put on my glasses. And then we are going to just take this down. Boom, easy peasy. This cut essentially needs to be the opposite way, right? And this is my end point. So I like to go a little bit past this so I have some wiggle room in case I am incorrect. You can always make it shorter, but you cannot gain length. So, and then we're going to just repeat this process to our little practice and then take her down. And because double checking is our bestie, I'm just going to go here, put this up along the edge. And you can see this is way too long, but again, I would rather it be too long than too short. So I'm just going to make another little line so I can see exactly where I need to hit this again. Have y'all heard Olivia Dean's album? I'm like actually obsessed. She is my favorite working girl music. All right, boom. And I probably could go a little shorter on this. Probably. But I am actually happy where she is. Yeah, I'm happy where she's ended up. And then I'm going to take my Scotch tape. All right, I also have a review on tape right now. I got the green and the blue. The green is so much, the blue is so much better. It's like so much more sticky than the green. Perfect example, off the wall. Get the blue. Frog tape, y'all let me know because I ain't messing with it. I feel like I wasted my little coins. And with this DIY, I don't got no coins to waste on it. All right, and so then I'm just going to tape her into place. Ooh. Let alone the one you love. Or it's for the, I'm going to measure again. just to make sure. And also to like my walls are not even. So like these boxes are unfortunately not even, but what can you do? The house was built in 1927. So that was like about 41 inches again. Going to do an inside corner cut. So you can see my angle that I want to cut roughly, but the miter saw is going to get it correctly. I'm going to flip her to the opposite 45-degree angle to make this last cut on this piece. I'm going to measure this to make sure that from one point to the next that it's going to be 41 inches, which was the height of our panel. I measured out already. So 41 inches. I'm glad I did this because that was a little off. I'm going to make another cut after checking it against the wall. Always double, triple check. We're getting closer. My exterior line of the tape is what I'm measuring against. So I want my exterior point of my molding to match with the exterior of the tape. Make that a little bit shorter. I'm feeling like this one is the one. So let's see. Again, I'm going edge to edge. That's a beauty. Actually perfect. Boom. And now I'm repeating that same process for the top and bottom. So again, I always go to the mall. I wish. I always go to the wall and just mark off how I want this cut to fall. Oh. Put in our glasses for safety. Y'all be trying to light me up on my safety, and most of the time when I don't have on my stuff, it's because I'm talking to y'all, okay? Because we got our mask. Our mask is right here, and I keep some goggles on me, okay? I appreciate y'all looking out for me though, but she is safe. Ooh, that felt like a good cut. That's like 35.5. Boom. And then I'm just gonna make sure that my curve is correct. So I want this curve to hit in. Boom, mark that off. We're gonna turn our miter. I want to name my miter saw something because she is really a baddie. Okay, this is a bad. Push her up against. If I got this right on the first time. Oh! I don't know why I keep doing this. It's like actual insanity. This is wrong. That's why it's good to measure. And still I'm wrong. Okay, so that's incorrect. This is a bad piece. That's a waste. I mean, I actually probably can still use it. Actually, this is good. This is a good moment. Because in our mistakes, there are things we can do. So I'm basically just going to use this piece here because this is a shorter piece. So it is wasteful, but not terribly. I basically have to reverse my points. And I'm just going to roughly do this. Okay, that is actually the correct way now. Yay. Measure. It's given 28.5. So we're going to go from tip to tip. I'm clearly off of Celsius. 28.5. For each piece of center cut molding, I made sure it was level and then got to nailing it in with my nail gun. I also went over the wall and just made sure that there was no electrical behind it. There were 2 spots that I need to be aware of. But other than that, this wall was pretty much good to go as far as nailing. After I nailed the pieces in, I then released my tape, turned up my Jasmine Sullivan, and repeated the process. I ordered some Bond Card wood putty, which will be linked in my bio, to fill in the nail holes. I just used my finger to fill in the nail hole, pushed the wood putty in, and then smoothed it out. And this is what we were looking like after a long night. And I was making great progress, but then I ran out of molding, so I had to head to Lowe's. Funny story. So I ran out of molding yesterday. Y'all know I'm determined to finish this fucking room. I ran out of molding, so I needed like probably literally 2 more pieces, but I got 4 just to be safe. So I had my cousin meet me up at Lowe's because I have a Mustang, obviously, right? Not a DIY friendly car, not a really anything friendly car except for Florida. So I had to meet me up at Lowe's. So I get the, you know, the molding or whatever, and I like bring it to his truck, and he like, you can fit that in your car. I'm like, no, I can't. He like, yes, you can. You could just slide it through the back. I'm like, my middle seat in my Mustang doesn't let down. Like, I can't put it through the trunk. He like, man, where your car at? Why is this? So now I'll have him a drink because I could definitely fit it in my car. I must say, the whole silicone on the inside of these, least favorite thing today. Literally my least favorite thing. Super messy. Not really sure if the effort is worth the reward. Like, the inside is already going to be painted. I'm actually very tempted to see what that looks like without doing it. Actually, if you've done it without doing silicone on the inside, let me know how that turned out, because I'm very tempted to not go through that again. After letting the wood putty dry overnight, I used my silicone caulk. I've been saying silicone, but it's caulk. And then filled in any gaps in the interior of my boxes. Then I got ready to paint. After 1.5 gallons of Tricorn Black by Sherwin-Williams, this is what my room looked like. I'm honestly so obsessed with how this room turned out. I absolutely love the black on the walls. Here is the molding that I used. I got it from Lowe's. Make sure if you like this video that you like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more.